Good evening, folks. Welcome to the admittedly wonderful but entirely empty Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And just as you join us, Thomas Tuchel comes out of the tunnel with a smile, and there's a handshake of sorts with Jose Mourinho. It is the standout fixture of this Premier League midweek set, and it is the last one too. Old rivalry, old friends, old foes. One or two new faces in the mix, of course, and of course, crucial points to play for in this crowded scrap for a top four finish. The players of Chelsea, all in blue, including the socks, are out, and Tottenham in their white and navy, of course. Ben Andrews and Jason Cundy bringing you all the action from this fabulous arena, and a match that deserves to have supporters. It looks like Chelsea will play from left to right. Away form, dreadful. Matches against the big boys, very, very low on goals. The meeting of these two was one such affair, the 0-0. Let's see. 4 wins from 6, Jason. Thomas Tuchel has had. His team are going to kick off here. He's made one change with Abraham out and Reece James in. Tottenham have no Kane. Good evening. What are you thinking?
Good evening, Benjamin. Good evening, everyone. Well, this is always a very, very special fixture. You and I were here last December, I think it was, and it was a brilliant away performance. Went 3 at the back on that particular occasion, and of course, Willian getting 2 goals, Son getting his marching orders. It was a brilliant day. Can we go anywhere near that? But if we do, we climb above Spurs. I fancy us, if you'd gone back 2 weeks ago, Ben, with Kane in the side, I thought this would be a very different prospect. They seem to be struggling right now. We seem to be finding a little bit of form. Let's hope that continues.
The players take an E on the first whistle of Andre Mariner. Stuart Atwell may be the VAR man, given what Jason just said about Son, and of course the Gazzaniga and Alonso situation. Mason Mount and Willian were unbelievable in this game, and it's Mount that gets Chelsea underway, and straight onto the ball is Azpilicueta going forward and long towards Werner, who gets a loopy head on it. And I thought for a minute it had gone in, and the look on Jason's face tells me he thought it had gone into. It's just behind.
I couldn't work it out, Benjamin.
Imagine if he'd scored 12 seconds in.
Ben, I couldn't work it out. There were 2 things that didn't quite add up. 1, the reaction from him. 2, the reaction from Lloris. But I have to say, Ben, I think he probably has it covered, the goalkeeper that is. But what a start that would have been. Wow. Brilliant ball in from Azpilicueta. It's the ball that everyone knows, the Azpilicueta to Morata pass, that one. And he was alive to it. Good start from Chelsea, nice and bright.
Callum Hudson-Odoi playing further forward. We'll talk tactics in a minute on that, but he's running down the right channel with Chelsea playing all in blue from left to right. He's given it to Werner, who is fouled quite blatantly there by Tanguy Ndombele, and on this near side, that is the Chelsea right wing, as Mourinho dinks the ball to his former player Azpilicueta. It will be a Chelsea free kick, and this is a very sharp start.
I have to say, Ben, when Spurs closed down the ball from the kickoff, I don't know whether you noticed it, it was an amble at best. An amble, no energy, no urgency, no real desire. And that's why Azpilicueta got in so easily.
Well, hopefully it'll be like the first half, or the second half against Brighton. It's going to be either an outswinger from Mount or an in-swinger from Alonso. I'd let Alonso hit everything today, given his record against this team. But we shall see. It's about 10-12 yards in from the touchline. And Alonso runs over it, and Mount delivers. Good ball right to that penalty spot. Azpilicueta was jumping. Son beaten to it by Hudson-Odoi. Spurs were definitely off the pace over the last week. They've lost back-to-back games. Here's Reece James. And tries a little 1-2 with Werner that doesn't work. Ndombele's in with the tackle. And in fact, there's a flag waving there for a foul on Ndombele. And Tottenham will have a left-back free kick.
There's a bit of pain here in Ndombele. It was a 1-2. He tried to play a 1-2. Oh, it's not as horrible. It's a yellow card, that one. The referee's missed that.
Reece has got the ball trodden right across his ankle and the front of his foot. Do you think there's any chance they're looking?
No, they won't be looking at that. It was accidental. Not only that, it was high. He got the ball as well, but the referee sees it. It's probably a booking. Just the pass there from Timo Werner into Reece. Got to get there. You know, that's the reason that we've lost possession, and that's the reason Reece has given the foul away.
The ball is finally in the Chelsea half, but in fact the flag is up, so it'll be a...
I wonder if that was a foul, you know. Vinicius there leading with his elbow there, Ben. I think that's what the referee gave it for.
Fair enough. Well, it is
watch that.
An out-and-out forward with Bale as that sort of dropping in number 9, not really working for them against Brighton. That's what Mourinho did in the second half. Now Azpilicueta again. They do look like they're dropping into that as well, and as Sissoko will drop in. Here's Reece James on this near side immediately. The Tottenham coaching staff out in their technical area. Hudson-Odoi nicely done. Mason Mount to the byline. Chance to pull it back. It's off Ben Davies. It will be a Chelsea corner from this near side, the right wing. Sharp start 3 minutes in from the Blues. Well
worked down this right-hand side. Callum has come out, and he's a wide man. He plays a lovely ball into Mace. He's onside. The problem Mason's got is there's so many shirts back there, and there's only 2 in the box. He's tried to pick out Alonso. In the end, probably was the best thing for Chelsea that we get a corner. There wasn't a lot on for him, but again, looking at the way Spurs have started, look at the way we've started, very different in the attitude, very different in the intensity.
And it will be Mount to take this corner. Near side as we look at it, right-footed outswinger. Attacking the goal to our right, Chelsea. He's played it short into Alonso and back again. Mount drills it to the back of the box. Nice idea. Timo Werner hits the shot, but the flag was up for before that, I guess, on the short corner routine. This was where he scored his first Chelsea goal, and it was nice, a good finish, a bit like that, actually.
Nice idea, but he is offside, Mason. So Marcos Alonso has run all the way along the goal line. He's come for the short corner. As he's done that, I think more by accident than design, Spurs managed to find Mace in an offside position. And he cut the ball back to Timo, who was on that peel-off, if you like, you know, the Darren and Teddy Sheringham type of corner. But even though it was short, in the end, the offside was given. It wasn't taken there, by the way. Lewis has taken it in his own box, but the referee doesn't seem to mind. Sharp start from Chelsea. This is good. 4.5 in.
Well, last 5 away league games, 4 of them have ended in defeat. That is really that run mostly that has done for Frank, let's be honest. And the rain falling here, it's a throw on the
just
near
see
side.
That there, Ben. Callum really looking to get him beyond their left wing back.
Well, how free do you think he is?
Well, he looks very free, Ben.
It's interesting. Him and Mason Mount, in theory, the 2 10s. We've seen Tuchel doing that, haven't we? Ziyech and Pulisic in the first game. Now, Bergwijn. And then into Son at the edge of the box. He's gone for goal. It is a shot on target from 25 yards out. It's a comfortable one bounce straight into Edouard Mendy. His first touch coming 5 minutes in, but we don't want him shooting too often. No, he's quite good.
Again, looking at Callum. Callum is playing like a striker. There's a split striker, so it's like Timo's up top. Mace is going to be the number 10. I think I made the point in the previous show. All 3 of those can drop into those positions. All 3 of those can go and be the furthest man forward.
And Mount having a tangle, and it's a foul apparently by Sissoko on that far side on the halfway line.
I think Mace got caught in possession there a little bit. It is a free kick. Yeah. It was definitely a free kick, but whether he changed his mind or whether the picture in front of him changed and he couldn't find his target. Anyway, he wins the free kick. It's been taken quickly.
And Azpilicueta's got the free roam down this right channel again. Ball infield to Mason Mount in the middle of the half. That's a nice pass into... Hudson-Odoi couldn't quite take it cleanly on the edge of the box, and it's cleared towards Thomas Tuchel, who I think is going to do the control here. Handball by the Chelsea boss as he gives it quickly to Azpilicueta, who became the 14th different goal scorer this season for Chelsea at the weekend. That is a hell of a spread, and you need it when you haven't got a prolific out-and-out front man. Of course, Tottenham's goals have
We don't have a striker at the moment, Ben. Look at Timo is, look at Callum is. We don't have a striker.
And Mason Mount, as you said, went and became the furthest man forward. Now Werner is in there. He, of course, wants that ball earlier. Let's see if Jorginho and Kovacic can keep doing it. I've been impressed with Kovacic's slightly more ambitious passing under Tuchel. And just as I say that, he's hit one that I think will be too long for Reece James. But Ben Davies, taking no chances, slides in and puts it out for another Chelsea corner on this near side. Good 6.5 minutes here.
It was over-hit by it. It was really well worked. So Cover has played a lovely little ball into the number 10 position when Mace has bounced the ball off Mace. He's had a touch, he's driven in towards their left-back area, but he's over-hit the pass to Mason. But Ben Davies has come across. I think Ben Davies just wants to get a bit involved in the game, Ben, because he doesn't need to make that tackle.
You're totally right. He could shepherd that out and it's a goal kick, and instead it's a corner to Chelsea. You know what happens here, hopefully. And it comes from Mount. Oh, excellent! And Rudiger was nearly there, and Azpilicueta, and here's Alonso, who shoots from a very tight angle. It cannons off Alderweireld. Tottenham will try and break. And in fact, they have succeeded in doing so as Bergwijn pops it through the middle to Vinicius, who didn't pass to Son when he should have done.
Should have passed it.
Silly boy.
Gone. But the break was on, brilliantly done by Spurs. And the break...
That's how they'll want to play,
That's
right?
exactly how they're going to play. And you know what? It nearly happened. If that is Harry Kane, that pass gets played and he's in on goal.
And Son
it's
has a shot from the left channel, and he'd probably be working the keeper minimum and arguably be celebrating.
Yeah, we got away with one there, and there's just a warning sign that Spurs' tactics are exactly what we felt, and you know what they've been doing for large parts of this season, counter-attacking. They see defending a corner, Ben, as a real opportunity to counter-attack, and as we've shown there, they can be very good at it.
He'll be fuming, Jose, because that will be exactly one of those sort of moments. He's given young Vinicius his first Premier League start here. He hasn't scored yet. In the league, he has scored in the League Cup, that hat-trick against Marine, but all his 5 Premier League appearances have been from the bench, so tonight he gets the nod. He's picked ahead of Bale, and he's done the wrong thing. As we often talk about young forwards, they go too single-minded.
Look at Timo. So Timo's dropped out onto that left-hand side, almost left wing-back position, and Alonso is the furthest man forward on that left-hand side. But it's
very fluid.
It is very fluid. Timo, Callum, and now he's on the ball right now.
And outside him is Reece James here on this near side, the Chelsea right wing. 8.5 minutes played, back to Azpilicueta. Jorginho and Kovacic are like their forward-thinking passing in the last game. I thought Burnley was a totally different kind of performance from Wolves. Admittedly, the team not in great form that they were playing against, but here's Werner inside right channel, 40 yards from goal, tries to pop it down that line for Hudson-Odoi. It breaks for Reece James. And now infield to Jorginho, who was looking in that channel again on the edge of the box for Mason Mount. Jorginho wins his header, and then likewise Sissoko. Good climb from Rudiger. Bergwijn gets a touch into Vinicius, who pops it out to Serge Aurier back in the side here. One of 3 changes made by Jose Mourinho, and he goes all the way back from the halfway line to Alderweireld and then Lloris, all in orange, away to our right.
Callum has squeezed the ball, and then Reece has gone over and squeezed Ben Davies, and it wasn't played with a lot of conviction there from Dyer. And Callum has gone out, and it wasn't really the highest press, or it wasn't even close to him, but the part is forward. But because he has engaged the ball, was about to engage the ball, he's made a decision to pass the ball early, and in doing so, Reece is then on his bike. He's in the face of Ben Davies, and in the end, the ball ricochets for a Chelsea throw-in. It's been a nice, bright start for Chelsea. Lots of possession, lots of movement in front. I'm happy with what I'm seeing. Callum is the furthest man forward right now. Mason has come out into this right-hand side of that 10 position, if you like, and Callum has now dropped in, and Mason has now taken his position.
Well, bossing the ball, and I know lots of people, rightly in my opinion, don't really take an interest in possession stats. Here's Mount at the back of the D, onto Werner, who just slipped, and he tried to flip it on one more to Alonso, who does pick it up at the back of the D. Hudson-Odoi just right of centre. Reece James inside the box on the right edge of it, pulls it back for Hudson-Odoi. Now, did that take a little snick on the way through? I thought I saw something, yes, and Andre Mariner agrees. It wasn't a good at all cross or shot from Callum, but it did take a deflection anyway, and as a result, Chelsea will have a corner on the far side, the left wing. Lovely
little 1-2, and the movement from Mason, getting in beyond. It's what you call third man running. 2 interchanges passes in front of you, you're the deepest man, and you run beyond those passes, and he nearly got himself, he did get himself in there. He opted to pass the ball to Timo. I wonder, Ben, whether he might have been better off taking that himself. Well worked.
Should be in, he's confident, single-minded, go for it. In comes the corner, and it's Vinicius with the header, Jorginho coming in, and with a kind of A tackle that nearly looped in a la Cundy, but from about 30 yards rather than 70.
Just again, I think Jorginho was very much aware, once that ball was cleared, he's got to win it, because if he doesn't...
Yeah, wherever it goes, just boot it if you have to.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And a close-up shot of the gold cockerel and the rain pouring down. We are covered, incidentally. It's a hell of a ground, this, to be fair to them.
Gone long there, Ben, right? And Vinicius is the only real tall man. He's trying to hit Steven Bergwijn, and Marcos Alonso's come in and won it cleanly, and Chelsea won back possession again. They took the goal kick quickly. He looks like he might be offside there, Timo.
Long ball down the left for him. Has he kept it in? He has, and he's played it back. The flag hasn't gone up. Alonso left side drills across. Reece James slips on the corner of the box, but gets up to control it. Little 1-2. Nicely done with Hudson-Odoi, and Reece James has a cross. 3 men in there. One of them is Mount. It's a tangle of legs, and it's booted out by Eric Dyer. Another returning to the side today, incidentally, Dyer, along with Aurier as he goes back to that back four. Mourinho straight out on the edge of his technical area and talking to his players almost on the field next to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Near them both, this is Azpilicueta, Mount, Hudson-Odoi again. Chelsea looking so much brighter here than Spurs. There's only one in the box as Hudson-Odoi tries to cross. It was Werner, and he was miles away.
Oh, picking up every second ball as well, Ben.
Yeah, that's got to be worrying him and pleasing Tuchel, who's down there, all in Chelsea garb with a beanie hat. He's got the full trackie on.
I think Jose's seeing the game he's set out to see, Ben. I don't think he's... I genuinely, honestly don't think that he really does. He's done exactly the same against Liverpool, done exactly the same against Brighton.
But would he not worry about the second balls? They're not winning those. I know what you mean. You'd expect him to sit back. Reece James crosses from the right, and Alonso was arriving, as we've discussed, on the fifth stand-up pre-match. He didn't quite get there, but Werner's picked up the loose ball as a left winger, and he takes on Aurier and drills in it. Well, that's not a bad left foot cross, actually. It comes all the way to Reece James on the right side again. Another cross from James, and safety first. Aurier didn't know who was behind him, but it'll be another corner. Good pressure from Chelsea.
Brilliant pressure. Ben, you're absolutely right to make that point about the second balls at the moment, because we are picking up every single one. The ball is a little bit too deep for Marcos Alonso. I'm not quite sure, actually, who Reece is looking for here. But it was a dangerous ball because Serge Aurier did not have a clue who was behind him. Lloris couldn't come and get it because there was too much height on it. It's another corner for Chelsea.
But again, no one went and attacked to make that gamble to go and meet across. Anyway. Back with Kovacic, who was last man back. Excellent pass down the left. And Chelsea working it neatly here with Mount clipping it towards Thiago Silva, but it's easily grabbed out the air by Lloris. But I mean, it's one-way traffic without creating absolutely brilliant chances, but I think Tuchel will be perfectly pleased.
Yes, he will be, and he'll be very much aware that the way that they set up, it's almost, this is what they wanted. This is how the game that they play.
This is how they beat Manchester City, Jason.
This is exactly how they beat Manchester City. This is exactly how they want the game to be played. So it's almost lulling you in a bit of a false sense of security. Yeah, loads of possession, loads of ball on the edge of the box. What are you going to do with it? How can you hurt us? Well, so far there's been crosses into the box, which really, we don't have the artillery in there. Giroud is a very, very different prospect. If you think about the target man that Giroud gives us, we don't have that. We've got Mason, we've got Timo, we've got Callum. You know, all very quick, technically gifted players, but all have a height disadvantage against the likes of Alderweireld and Dyer.
So if you don't have the size or that quality of Giroud, you need numbers. Surely that's how you compensate. Get 2 or 3 in rather than 1 or 2.
Or,
yes?
or you keep the ball on the deck.
No, I'm talking if you're going to cross, I mean, but yes. Clip down the channel from Mount, and Hudson-Odoi has done really well to get the better of Højbjerg. Reece James crosses low into Werner at the back of the D.
I just wonder whether the free kick was given away there, but the referees didn't give it. But credit to Reece, he got himself up, got himself in, got the challenge, and the ball ricocheted away, spun away if you like, and Timo was first to it. But as you mentioned there, Ben Davies slid in, and they've gone again. They've gone long again, Ben, from the goalkeeper. Stunning tactic. Honestly, Ben, what is that going to achieve?
Other than turn around and get them up the pitch, but I'm being devil's advocate. I'm completely with you. That's Son against Azpilicueta in the air. That's no contest.
It's not a good ball from Rudiger, though. He can't be giving that ball away like that. So he's looking for Timo, and it's cut out quite easily by Sissoko. But Chelsea have got every man back behind the ball, and they're passing it around on the back four. They're going long, Ben. They're looking for Are they just simply looking for the pace?
Dyer, yeah.
Honestly,
and Thiago Silva wins that one.
They're not winning that, and they're not winning the second one. They just won the second ball there, only because Ndombele was completely unmarked, or completely on his own, I should say.
Now Højbjerg's come to take it off, and they are. It's interesting. Mourinho and I think that might be Joao Sacramento down there. They are trying to get a message across to their midfield. I'm pretty certain, Jason, it's about how they were clearing just then. They were saying to come shorter and then go longer after his Højbjerg. And this is Ndombele, 25 yards out left of centre, dicks it forward, but it'll dribble through easy for Mendy. Got one of his clean sheets in the home game with Spurs. And I was talking to a commentary colleague down the road there, and before this game, trying to remember anything about that match. Having a look at the ball here, Andre Marin is just giving it a squeeze. I think we might be playing with a new one shortly. That game, Jason, as I recall, Olivier Giroud nearly nicked it in stoppage time when Lloris, and that's the only thing I can remember from it. Yes, it was a mix-up, Rodon and Lloris, and he almost lobbed him in stoppage time, and I can't remember anything else about it. I don't think anything happened.
Both sides were a little bit scared on the day, it felt, you know, both sides.
A bit like Old Trafford. Yeah,
I think both sides were happy with the point, and you often, you know, there's perhaps show a little bit more teeth, you might get something more out of it, but
it's interesting, isn't it? That's been levelled at Man U and Chelsea, and rightly from the stats this season. All the games against fellow big boys, blanks drawn, loads of nil-nils. Reece James infield here to Mason Mount. We're back underway, and Mount has skipped it maybe through the legs of Ndombele, and then Werner to Jorginho, first time ball. Kovacic here, closed down by Bergwijn. Werner has it now to Alonso on the far side. Marcos Alonso, one of the heroes here last season, loves a game against Spurs. Mount moves it well to Reece James, who moves it on nicely to Hudson-Odoi.
He's causing all sorts of problem, Callum. He's getting in between, isn't he? The centre half and the left wing back.
Yes.
He's just drifting into the area here.
Because he can, right? Yeah. He's one of those 10s. He's sort of got an inside right position, isn't he? But he can go anywhere.
He's drifting. He's not staying. He's dropping into areas. They're all moving. Also, the problem they've got is that Reece out here is tight to the line. So Ben's getting attracted to this, and they're overloading into those areas.
Here goes Azpilicueta. Werner at the back of the D. Heavy touch cost him.
His first touch at times is really, really appalling.
It's a Højbjerg ball down the right channel, and Vinicius has got there. Now they're all galloping. These are the sort of counters that Tottenham want, and this has come from a Werner miscontrol. Thankfully, Ndombele's just pulled a little bit wide left, and he puts in a sort of cross on the bounce that's
it's all about Timo Werner's first touch, Benny. That has got to stick. You know, you work incredibly hard. Good movement, really well played, and you manage to carve an opening. He gets on the edge of the box. He has got space to have a good first touch. Bounces off him, and doing so, that invites the challenge from Dyer. Got to do better.
I think that's been noticeable about him since his arrival. He's a guy who likes to run onto footballs rather than have them fizzed in at him. But, you know, well, tough, that's going to happen, isn't it?
Ben, the run from Callum there. The ball has come out tight. Reece, you've got Ben Davies coming out tight on the ball over here. And you've got Callum, 1v1 with Dyer. 1v1.
No contest in the pace. Mason Mount's ball may have been meant for Werner. It's worked out for Alonso here. Far side, the Chelsea left wing, with almost 20 minutes played and no goals yet in the drizzle in North London. Mount forced wide all the way over there by Højbjerg. Yeah, Hudson-Odoi just made a run much like the one we've seen Werner make plenty of this season and rarely be found. I want to see Kovacic and Jorginho playing those balls earlier.
Sissoko doesn't know whether to go with him or stay with him or what at the moment. You know, he drifts off the shoulder. Look at him now. He's drifting off the shoulder of Sissoko. Sissoko thinks he's gone into that back line, which he has, but has Dyer got him?
So play it, because chip it in there, because he's so much quicker. Well, they all are, than Pat Nevin making the point beforehand. You know, Dyer, Alderweireld, Ben Davies even. Ori's a bit quicker over on that far side, the right back, but over here, no contest. Thiago Silva has it. Kovacic.
Cover's done well there, Ben. But you know, he's looking like he's in his position there, really enjoying his football under Tuchel right now. Won the ball back there, it was given away. We try to play the ball into the feet of Mason. Sissoko has read it on this particular occasion. In doing so, he strode into the middle of the park. But Cover's read that, and he's in.
Well, they're looking, now they look for that pass. Thiago Silva's overhit it, but you don't mind that because they had a go. I thought Kovacic against Burnley was far more ambitious with his passes. He was hitting them quicker after one or no touches. You know what I mean?
Looking to hurt them, looking to get in that 10 position, looking to get either Timo, Mace or Callum on that ball. Again, it's a very strange ball up. I don't get this. That's a lovely pass. Keep him playing. not
No,
quite.
too far for Werner to collect. Yes, again, just to explain there, Dyer, Alderweireld played it up to Vinicius. Rudiger won it.
He's got no one near him, Ben, right?
No chance.
He's got all the best he can do on that, because there was no pace on the ball. He's dropped it in, okay? The only thing he can do is bring it on his chest. Because he's on his own, he has got a player right up his backside, and on this particular occasion, it was Rudiger. I don't think it was Rudiger, or it was... anyway, and Jorginho's on his toes. Well, he's not going to... He's not going to be able to get out of that situation. Chelsea win back possession again.
It's one of those things, when you see it happening, you think, why aren't they seeing it happening? And why are they allowing it to happen? But anyway, they're more than welcome.
It's deliberate. It's not... It's
but
by...
they're deliberately giving Chelsea the ball back.
They're deliberately playing the ball from back to front. Yes. They're looking... That's their...
Sorry, go on.
That's what they're doing. They just took a short goal kick here. Dyer, from his own 6-yard box, played the ball long. There was no need to do it.
Lloris has now gone long, up towards Vinicius, who jumps, and it's easily mopped up by Thiago Silva. The only thing that occurs to me, but this is a different time and a different team, in the League Cup meeting here, Chelsea won up at the break and miles the better side. Second half, Jose went more direct, and Frank didn't really change with it, and they became more of a threat. Here's a ball down the channel for Werner to chase. He collects it in the box. Does he? Dyer on the floor. There could be a penalty. I think it is. Yes. Eric Dyer in a tangle with Timo Werner. Andre Mariner points to the spot, and I can't see this being overturned. Jorginho's on the field, so he will surely take it. Eric Dyer against
It's a brilliant
Chelsea
ball,
again.
Ben. It's a brilliant run. He's put it into an area. He's onside.
This is the ball Werner wants to chase.
And the ball's gone in. So it's a tangle between the pair of them. Once he's got in, he's got in from behind. No
boy.
No
he's
complaints
on the floor,
whatsoever.
Eric Dyer. He tries to clear it from an on-the-floor position, and in doing so, he kicks Timo Werner's leg from behind.
Yeah. It's a penalty. There's no way VAR is overturning that one. I'm sorry. There's no way. He's gone down. Come on, Jorginho. Come on.
Didn't need VAR this year, folks, to give Willian the penalty for the foul on Alonso like last year. But Jorginho away to our right against Lloris, all in orange. Chelsea have deserved to be in front here. Here he comes, and he's buried it in the bottom corner, Jorginho. And that'll make him feel a lot better, especially given the fact that he's missed 3 this season against Arsenal, Liverpool and Krasnodar. Timo Werner might not have scored it, but he's had a hand in it. 24 played, and Tottenham, very defensively minded, Tottenham 0, Chelsea 1. Thomas Tuchel has a chat with Timo Werner. Any issues with him taking it?
No,
Interestingly, Chase, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
There's
Do you know what, Ben?
staccato
Do you know what, Ben?
run.
Ben, I was waiting for it. I think Lloris was as well. I think he surprised Lloris. I think you watch, Lloris does not dive. He's slow from that, and I think he has caught Lloris just momentarily thinking he's going to go for the step.
Presuming that he would do his thing.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
I wonder if now, having missed as he did, just seeing the replay again.
Dyer's dangled this. Once you're on the ground, you're not really in control anyway. He's dangled a foot out there. He's caught him around the back of the ankles. Penalty. And this bright start from Chelsea has been rewarded.
I just wonder if that third penalty miss of the season, which was Arsenal in stoppage time, has just made Jorginho, maybe we'll get the chance to ask him later, decide, OK, I'm not doing it that way anymore, I'm going to run up and kick the football. And maybe he has.
The credit to Timo for the run, credit to Aspie for the ball. It's a beautiful ball. He's got 2 runners, not 1. He's got 2. He's got Callum, who was offside, but that wasn't where the ball was aimed. It's gone beyond Eric. As he's gone in, I think he's surprised that Timo has got the wrong side of him. Once that ball has spun around, Dyer's on the ground. Once that ball has then popped out, he's tried to get in there, Timo, and the referee then sees the tap on his ankles and awards the penalty. No doubt the decision to be made.
Chelsea free kick here just inside Tottenham. Actually got a few yards inside Tottenham territory. It was Alonso in the tangle with Bergwijn. I wonder if they've got any other answers. Jose, what are you thinking?
The second goal's needed though, Ben, of course. I know that Brighton took an early lead, actually, not too dissimilar, I believe, something around about 17-minute mark against Spurs at the weekend, but they managed to hold on.
Reece James here on the right, yes, and he will get there from Hudson-Odoi, and he puts it in first time low. Eric Dyer is there to cut it out in the corner of the 6-yard box. Højbjerg not fouled. Andre Mariner shakes his head. Reece James has it again wide right. Chelsea amongst the better side here.
They're looking for an easy way out right now at Spurs at the moment. They're looking for soft free kicks.
What is that? Ben Davies just clips the most useless ball upfield that Rudiger just walks in and takes off Vinicius. He won't be enjoying it. Werner, far corner of the box, into Mount. Back to Kovacic.
So then I said to you that the first whistle, if you get a chance, have a look at it, how they amble out to Chelsea in that first 3 seconds and allows Aspie to get beyond it was really quite alarming. This is lovely
Good
play.
football.
This is really good. This is good. This is excellent play.
Hudson-Odoi and Mount, and Alonso actually could have done with going a bit wider for Mason there. He's now gone down the left channel and he didn't want to turn and go back into the box. Maybe now Kovacic chips it in. It's over Werner. It won't reach Reece James, but Hudson-Odoi picks it up. This is all just in this near corner of the box here. Reece James back to Hudson-Odoi. There's so much dynamism about Chelsea here as Hudson-Odoi gives it away. Son would like to be dynamic and play in a dynamic side, but he doesn't get that. But now there might be a counter for Bergwijn on the halfway line. No, excellent sliding challenge from Thiago Silva, stops it going through to Vinicius, and maybe Chelsea can counter the counter here.
Yeah, Chelsea just willing just to get there. There wasn't a lot on in front of him. Maybe we could have really forced that issue because Spurs had men in advanced areas. Just the ball given away there by Callum. First mistake of the game that he's made, actually. He's been excellent.
Play on, says Andre Mariner here, after Mason Mount was kind of balked off, and Hudson-Odoi looks for a big switch to Alonso on the far side, and Timo Werner wins that second ball from Alderweireld. Then Alonso gets in there and wins a 50-50. Kovacic takes over, left wing, far side. Chelsea in the blue and 1 up thanks to the Jorginho penalty.
This is really good. This is excellent from Chelsea, honestly. This is a delight to watch right now.
It's fluid passing with Peyton.
Yeah, well, it's that risky pass. You're looking to try and get in beyond. Now what are Spurs do? I don't think they've got a plan.
Right,
here,
let's see. They've gone back to Lloris. What they're going to do?
Got a plan.
Here we go. Lloris, left-footed, clips it long towares the halfway line.
Honestly,
and Vinicius flicks it on for who?
I am absolutely staggered at what I'm watching as a tactic here. And you know, thank God I'm not a Spurs fan for many reasons. But this tonight, you would be tearing your hair out because this is. I've got no idea what they're up to.
Well, they weren't any better than this against Brighton at the weekend. They weren't much better than this against Liverpool.
We need the second goal, though, Ben. We need the second
absolutely.
goal.
Ndombele wins a free kick inside his own half. In the middle of the Tottenham half, it's Højbjerg. Tottenham in their white and navy, although they look black from here, the shorts. Ben Davies on this near side, their left back.
Chance they can go forward. When they're higher up the pitch, they go back. They're going to look to go long at some stage because of the press.
They're going to have to. Chelsea Mount putting the pressure on Højbjerg. And no, they have actually passed through into midfield. And then Ndombele is strong. He's stronger than Jorginho. He's having a good season, and he's won a free kick there.
Was
that the first time you've seen them try and pass through midfield? Yes,
it was. But also as well, Jorginho's on his own in the middle of the park. I don't cover. When they've got possession, Cover and Jorginho have got to be closer. You don't want him 1v1 than Ndombele. He's quicker, he's stronger. More powerful, he'll burst past you.
Good call. Thomas Tuchel is stage managing from this near touchline here. Hit both him and Mourinho there. Azpilicueta with a very rare bit of defending to do. Clears it to Reece James. It goes back to Thiago Silva. Son puts the squeeze on him, and Thiago Silva, with eyes in the back of his head, knew that Son was there. It's the sort of place you could see an awful gaff coming if you hadn't spotted it. Alonso in his own half here, back to Tony Rudiger. Tottenham do put the pressure on here. Son is closing down Mendy, who is comfortable enough. And right by all the Chelsea subs warming up, this is Azpilicueta down there to our left.
Yeah, Spurs just.
I mean, again, they're just.
There's no press. There's no real. What is that? What is what we've just seen there, Ben? What is
that? Is pathetic.
They've just
watched Chelsea walk out of the ball with defence.
Yeah, I know.
You see that?
It's been a feature of this, Ben, and we've got to make sure we take 3 points here because they are absolutely dangling in front of us.
Kovacic driving through the middle, unchallenged. That's appalling. Into Werner, back to Kovacic at the back of the D. Long may it continue. Reece James thought about the shot. Hudson-Odoi. And I am staggered by what I'm seeing here. You would say this is the performance of a lost the dressing room team, if anything, frankly. But anyway, not that I'm being mischievous in the slightest, just purely on what you're seeing here. They are going through the motions.
Well, we've got to make sure we don't give them anything, Ben. We cannot afford to give them anything, because at the moment they don't deserve anything. This is a performance of a side that are lacking real genuine idea, and we're at the moment full of it. We're brilliant on the ball, nicely sharp, creativity. Got them. Just seen maybe just a dip in our tempo, Ben. Last 3 or 4 minutes. Would you agree?
Keep on them while they're there. Yeah, yes, perhaps so. There was some nice passing, but I know what you mean. Now, Rudiger suddenly providing that zip, charging through the middle. Bergwijn tracked him all the way and made a sliding tackle. And Alderweireld gets it out to Højbjerg, who's kind of in the right-back position over there. Son, who's barely had a touch of the ball. He's still got some good players. I mean, Mourinho was saying, is that out of play? Apparently not. Mourinho was saying he thinks they were still sad in the Brighton game from the loss of Harry Kane. Well, you know, it's a big loss, but man up.
I can't leave him over there, Reece. Well done, Rusby. He's just come across. Chelsea's shape is really good. You can see the three. Look at the shape across the pitch. They're bending the 3, the 2, and the 4, and the 1, or the 5, if you like, up top. Genuine lack of idea from Spurs.
Højbjerg just kicks it out of play.
Yeah, Højbjerg just literally just kicks the ball. Literally just kicks it out of play.
Well, the TV cameras have focused on Mourinho's in the rain, and he's now watching Mason Mount, who hits a very poor left-footed shot, dribbling behind. He had more time than that.
He did.
I can't believe I'm saying this, Jason. It's almost too easy for Chelsea,
yes,
but it's only 1-0, obviously. But I mean, Tottenham could really make it much easier if they tried.
No, it's almost like they want to lose. I know that sounds like a ridiculous thing to say. It's almost like they want to lose.
Ben Davies had it down there to our right, the left back. He plays it into midfield. Son has come to collect. He's trying to make something happen. And Ndombele across to Sissoko. And then Højbjerg. And they've just strung 6 passes together, Tottenham. It's probably a good job for Mourinho. The fans aren't here. Long ball forward towards Son. Cut out expertly on the slide, and what a pass it turned into from Thiago Silva. Kovacic quickly to Werner. You might as well run him. It's Alderweireld. That's a non-contest, although Sissoko's come to help him now. Werner cuts infield. He's got various options, including Reece James here, who just tried to suck Ben Davies into the challenge. Slightly disappointed that Werner didn't go for Alderweireld sooner there. By the way, Thiago Silva has stayed down, Jason, since clearing it. Over to your left. Since that sliding clearance, Thiago Silva has stayed down, and there'll be some treatment for him here. And I don't know what it was for, but he didn't get up after doing this. We're just seeing him. Oh, it looks like a soft enough and a squelchy landing, and he's just trying to have a look at the lip reading there. I can't quite tell. He's lying on his front. Thomas Tuchel is using this opportunity, which, if you've seen the Burnley and Wolves games, he's done quite a lot, hasn't he? Kind of micromanaging everyone as soon as he can, getting a chance to get as much in. I guess the guys had, what, 5 or 6 training sessions, and a couple of them will be recovery ones. So he's talking to Reece James down there and Mason Mount, while treatment goes on over outside the D for Thiago Silva. I mean, there was no one around him. From seeing the originally and the replay, I don't know what it could be, but they're flexing his right leg. It's a strange one.
Doesn't look good.
And I think Andreas Christensen may well be coming on here. Thomas Tuchel's having a chat with him. He managed against him when he was a Gladbach player. And, well, a change at the back. There's no Kurt Zouma, incidentally, on the bench, so that Andreas would be the obvious call. And we're just having another look at the penalty here. Dyer should have just let him go, and he didn't. And I'm with you. If I was a goalkeeper, Jorginho stepping up, I'd be waiting. That's what you do. And then suddenly, that little jump step doesn't come.
And he puts a yard on instead.
Which means he's got the jump on you, literally, without jumping. If that makes sense, folks. 1-0, and I think he might be... Well, he's walking off okay.
Let's just see. I have to say,
Christensen did seem to be getting properly stripped and ready.
I think because of the technology that the physios have now, Ben, I think that has been a call from the yes.
Yep, it's happening, folks. I mean, maybe something in that right knee. I mean, he's walking off, he's drinking water, and he's kind of shaking his head in annoyance. He's walking off unaided. He's not limping, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But he is definitely coming off. Andreas Christensen is coming on. So won't change the shape. Obviously, he will still, I'm sure, Jace, play in the middle of the back three.
It's a straight swap.
But he'll play in the middle, won't he? He'll put Rudiger or Aspie in there. So Andreas happy in there, as we know. Very happy in there. So an enforced change with... Well, there'll probably be another 12 minutes of this half. It's impossible because there's no obvious landing. There was no Spurs player anywhere in sight, really. He slid through the air, jumping back towards his own goal, cleared it kind of on the volley, and landed in what looked a totally normal way, not with any pressure on any joints, but clearly something... What's Gillo rolling the joint? I don't know. But anyway, Christensen is on, and we'll try and get news on that for you on the Fifth Stand-Up post-match when we talk to the main protagonists of this game, which with 36 played is Tottenham 0, Chelsea 1, and deservedly so. The best thing you could say for Spurs, not that anyone here cares about that, is that it's only 1-0.
Yes, it is only 1-0, and that's, you know, on reflection, the amount of possession that we've had. I wouldn't say that Reece has had a huge amount to do, in all honesty. Azpilicueta's gone down there. Vinicius is backed into him, and the referee's given a free kick. I don't know whether it's an elbow or a head or what. I don't quite know. Let's have another look at the replay here. He's his fingers in him. Fingers on his... Let's have a look.
Oh,
his elbows.
no, it's a left elbow of Vinicius as he's backing in there, and Mourinho crossed that it's given as a free kick. You know, we know Mourinho has been and still surely does have that tactical acumen of how to see a game and change it. The League Cup game here, I thought Chelsea were almost as dominant as this. Not that Spurs were that bad, but Spurs after the break were very different, much better. Chelsea didn't cope with it. Well, but why do you wait till the half-time? I mean, he's lucky. It could be worse. Let's see if he's still got it. Ball into the channel early from Azpilicueta to Mount. They're letting Azpilicueta pass from there. They did it, as Jason said, 9 seconds into this match. Here's Hudson-Odoi, dead centre, 30 yards out to Alonso, left side of the box here, Alonso. Attacking the goal to our left, Chelsea all in blue, including the socks, like it used to be once upon a time. Azpilicueta now. And Mason Mount on this near side. Sissoko's gone with him. The slick, quick football is all coming from Chelsea. Tottenham haven't put a... I haven't seen this percentage for stats. I don't need to. It must be 75. And Tottenham clearly, to some degree, happy with that. But my goodness, when they've had the ball, they have looked utterly clueless. Edouard Mendy, honestly, could have not been there. Kovacic. Christensen. And now Azpilicueta again. Son does come to close him down, but Azpi can still get the ball towards Mount. It's cut out by the sliding Sissoko, much like Thiago Silva did earlier. It pings out a play down beneath us on the right-hand side for a Reece James throw, high up, not too far off from the corner flag. Actually kind of level with the edge of the box now. He's drifted back a bit into Azpilicueta, who'll have the chance to play the pass. Mason Mount here. Azpilicueta goes infield, short and square to Jorginho, who misses out Kovacic nicely. Rudiger coming and joining the attack. Here he goes on the charge. Rudiger fires it out to Alonso wide on the left. Infield to Werner, who's closed down by Alderweireld. Alonso again, back to Kovacic. We've got, realistically, probably a good 8 minutes, given that
space Reece has got.
Andres Christensen just wandering up the middle of the field here. It's wonderful. Reece James now wasn't the greatest ball, it's just behind him, but Hudson-Odoi will get there towards the byline, pulls it back, right-footed cross cut out by Dyer at the near post, nodding it behind. Another Chelsea corner.
They're just allowing you to go forward and opens up for you the space. The pitch just opens up. Andreas Christensen's travelled that ball 30, 40, 50 yards, plays the ball out to Reece James. In doing so, that run again, they've really struggled with that run from Callum. They're splitting the left back and the centre half and just trying to get in that space. It's been a really, really solid opening 39 minutes.
Mount goes short to the corner of the box. Hudson-Odoi now. Mount is onside. Great chance. Oh no. Had a great chance to pull it back, drill it across, pick someone out, stand it up, whatever, and he's stood it up all the way to the far corner flag.
Yeah, Mason's had a brilliant first half. There's been two things that he hasn't quite got right. On this occasion there.
You see how he sprints to get onside?
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, and also the shot that he had with his left foot, but he's been integral, he's been brilliant. And you can see by his reaction how disappointed that he was.
Tuchel's having a paddy on the touchline.
They've gone long again, and they've only got that. Oh, it's a push of that referee.
Vinicius, therefore, is able, because of the push, to win it on his chest. And then Ndombele again, too strong for Jorginho. Second time we've seen that. That has to be watched in case he does bust through. Ben Davies here. If Tottenham make an equaliser before the break, it will be the biggest robbery in recent memory. Here's Son.
It's football, man.
It is football.
Over the top.
Alonso. And now Werner, I was going to say, I just saw Werner making the move to go. Nice idea though, he tries to turn it infield for Kovacic, but Sissoko read it. He's back with Alderweireld, and now Højbjerg just on his side of the centre circle.
Chelsea's time to turn now just to sit with a little bit of shape.
Ndombele down the right channel over there, and wide of him is Aurier. First time he's been up all game, and Marcos Alonso has apparently fouled him. He runs away with the ball, Alonso, saying, no, I got the ball. It's too far away for me to tell. I don't know if it... Yes, he's clattered his legs to get the ball. That is definitely a free kick. You aren't getting away with that one, Marcos, even against Tottenham. So they have a free kick just a few yards in from the touchline. Son is now moving it. Yeah, 4 yards in from the touchline, and they're about 30-odd yards from goal. Diagonally out from the corner of the box, the right corner, the far corner as we look. Son from that far side, curls it in. Look out! Serge Aurier heads it wide. Their first chance of any note, and just like that, that could be 1-1. It's almost like playing against a lower league team in the cup. Look out for the counter-attacks and set pieces, because they could nick something.
Well, Serge
this
Aurier's
is Tottenham Hotspur.
He's got between Reece James and Azpilicueta. It's a free header. The pair of them are very lucky. They're watching that ball bounce down. Aurier gets good contact, doesn't get good direction. If it's on target, it probably goes in, Ben. Just about 3 or 4 yards wide of that left-hand post of Mendes. You're absolutely right, Ben. It's a warning there that this game at 1-0 is far from over. Dominance does not give you any goals. It can lull you into a false sense of security, actually, if anything. It gives you that sense that you're winning the game by far more than you actually are.
Nicely worked here. But the pass from Kovacic towards Werner didn't give the German any chance, to be fair, and it's gone back to Lloris, and now it's Ben Davies in his own box, and he plays it up this line towards Son. And Aspie got too close.
Yeah, disappointing there, because Son he's got to be a brilliant first touch if he's going to bring that under his spell. But I like the fact that Reece has closed down. He's done that a lot, but kept Ben Davies there.
Why touch him? Don't touch him.
It's not, is it?
I mean, if there's like a fingertip in the back, it's given now. Just stay off, because, as you say, he'll do well to not control that out of play. He was so wide. Lloris now away to our right, all in orange, clips it out towards Aurier. Chelsea are winning all these balls. It's wonderful. Now Jorginho, little hook pass for Kovacic, who gives it back to him, and then he gives it to Rudiger. Rudiger knocks it square. Here's Christensen. If you're just joining us, Christensen on for Thiago Silva, who did it. He's done something inexplicable that we'll try and find out about, but he's walked off the pitch shaking his head after it. So Christensen here, the number 4 on his back, and the yellow ball at his feet, comes forward to the centre circle under no pressure. To show
him there, Ben. You need, we've been really good in that number 10 position. There's no one in there. You see Callum
movement.
See where Mason's on that left wing. Reece is out wide. Someone's got to drop into that space. Someone's got to take a bit of a gamble.
There's a huge ocean in there. Jorginho just now, well, just for a moment there, was the only one in it. He's looked for an early ball. I like that towards Hudson-Odoi. It's mopped up by Dyer. Lloris goes first time long, and the giant Jorginho wins it ahead of the giant Son in the air. Højbjerg picking it up. Excuse me, Alderweireld picking it up. And it's out of play for a Tottenham throw on this near side here, just by Jose Mourinho. Ben Davies will take their throw.
Reece is winning this battle, isn't he? He's winning this battle of the two fullbacks here. He's getting tight. He's winning. He can't really get the ball out of his feet at all at the moment, Ben Davies. And Reece is onto him like a flash. The system that we're playing with the high wing backs, they are literally wingers. Wing backs is a description that doesn't quite do it enough justice. They are playing as wingers and to have a defensive responsibility. Timo, well done.
Rudiger wins the header because they clipped it long again. I mean, it defies belief. Alonso goes long, and Hudson-Odoi with the move.
He doesn't want to be out there, Dyer. He doesn't want to be out there.
Right, take him on. Hudson-Odoi one-on-one with Eric Dyer. Past him easily. He's into the box. Hudson-Odoi wanted to get his shot away, and the block does come in, and it bounces out for Son, who wants to run Azpilicueta likewise, and he will be quicker than him, and he's running down this near side. Son, well done, Azpilicueta. Manages to get back into position and force Son to put the brakes on and come square.
Oh, look where they are now. They've gone from a position of real threat to a position now where Chelsea managed to get their numbers back behind the goal. Just in the last 10 seconds of the 45. Got to make sure we get the half-time at 1-0. Don't give them anything.
Tanguy Ndombele was just stood here with his hands on his hips on this left wing, annoyed that he hadn't been passed to him, what looked for a moment like a semi-counter attack.
Just a shake now, Ben, but we are now a 5 with the ball. Without the ball, sorry.
Yes.
Look at that, that is absolutely
right, Bergwijn, neat little give and go. That's the first bit of neat football Tottenham have put together here. We're into first half stoppage time, 2 minutes, and Son plays it to this near side. Ben Davies, first time this game, I make it, he's been up this left wing. Now Ndombele into Sissoko, hospital ball, off you go, it's one. Hudson-Odoi, Timo Werner, away from Ndombele brilliantly. Werner's surrounded by white shirts, though he had to offload, and he does to Alonso on the halfway line. Reece James is on for the switch, and Alonso's played it, and Alonso's found him. James takes it on the chest on this right side. There's only Werner attacking the box, though. Maybe now, Mason Mount. No, he goes sensible and short and square. Maybe missed a trick there, Jason.
Yeah, I think maybe we did miss a bit of a
trick.
Surge
into that massive green grass, Callum.
I think maybe we did miss a bit of a trick.
Well, maybe now. James in towards Hudson-Odoi, and Dyer comes sliding and maybe gets away with it.
Well done, Callum. He was always going to be second best there because Dyer's got the yard and he's a bigger, stronger lad. And he's gone in, he's won the ball. Callum's on the ground. Callum's got up, made sure he doesn't get that ball down the line, sprinted across him, put it out for a throw-in. Vinicius has been feeding off absolute scraps all game, and just maybe a bit of frustration might be creeping. Just watching him there, the way he held that up, there was a sense of determination about him, and him and Aspilicueta have challenged, have combined again. I've just been watching that, Ben. Just think that might be interesting to watch, those two, because there's been one or two little mini clashes already.
The entire Tottenham bench were just up in arms about that challenge there. I have to say I was watching Jose Mourinho walk back to his bench and mop his wet hair with a towel. Kovacic has played a wonderful ball out to Reece James, who's cutting first time on the chest, squares it for Mount by the penalty spot, who tried to side foot the shot in. Dyer gets the block, it bounces up in the air.
Mace is going to get in. Let me tell you now, that's twice he's had a really, really good opportunity to pull the trigger. He's gone for placement on this occasion. Good block, good defending, but Mace is getting in there. Listen, that's been a really, really good first 45 minutes. Excellent. Every single one of those boys, the front three have been magnificent. Interchanging, hold-up play. Love the way Mace has gone about his work. Love the way Callum's gone about his work. The midfield duo of Jorginho and Kova, controlling the tempo of the game, pulling strings. The width that's given us by Reece and Alonso has been excellent. Defensively solid. Mendy had very little to do with that one header that's just gone wide of the post. Brilliant first half, but still 45 to go.
incessant and yet lightly falling rain. There's sort of a lot of it. It's like a fine mist permanently falling. And the talk of the gantry up here, well, our Tottenham equivalent to our left over there, Rob, said to me that's the best he's seen any side here come and play this term, and he's been here for all the Tottenham home games. I said to him, that's the worst I've seen anyone play against Chelsea. So one presumes they will have to be better. They haven't changed anyone. They're looking at 2 wins out of 10 since they hit the top of the league before Christmas. No changes from the Blues either with the Blue Sox. Chelsea will play from right to left in this second half. I want to see Lloris tested more often. If Spurs play anything like they played in that first half, this is going to be 3 points for Chelsea, and Chelsea will go 6th above Spurs and Everton. But we must expect them to be better. They surely will. They kick off, and it starts with Dyer going long towards Aurier on this near side. So this near flank, as we look at it down there with the 2 technical areas, has Marcos Alonso and the Chelsea left side on it. Kovacic in there, finding Alonso actually, plays a ball down this left wing. Can burn it? No, it's over him and out of play. It'll be a right back throw once he gets back for Serge Aurier. Mr. Cundy.
Benjamin.
The collective wisdom up here was, oh my goodness, that was a joke. This is Tottenham Hotspur playing like some sort of cup underdog, hoping to nick something from a corner.
You and I were labouring the point in the first half. Appalling display from Spurs. There are so many things. It cannot be that bad second half. I refuse to believe it, and I'm expecting a response. I'm expecting there to be something better than what the first. They have to play higher up the pitch. They have to be engaging, winning one of those few of those second balls. They have to.
Is it that fear of Chelsea that has made them do that? In which case we might see more efforts on the Lloris goal. I'm trying to think about how turning this from 1 to 2 and getting the job done as quickly as possible.
I'm expecting there to be a little bit more. Look where they are at the moment. This is the highest I think we've seen actually the 2 fullbacks in any position.
There's a attempted cross from the left. It's awkward, and Alonso has to do the safety first thing and just pop it behind for a corner, because Aurier was behind him, and it will be a Spurs right wing corner here. And is that Son coming across to take it through the melee? I think it is.
Could have perhaps given him a shout there. He had a little bit more time than he realised there, Marcos Alonso, but he's given away the corner. Every Chelsea player back defending his set piece. Timo's on the edge of the box, as is Callum on the penalty spot, maybe looking for a counter.
Heung-min Son down there to our right. Yellow ball just touching a bit of that white paint on the quadrant. And there's a bus queue near the penalty spot that he'll be aiming at here. Actually, it's a bit more near post than that. Alonso might have got a piece of it. It's out to Sissoko and back towards Son on this near side, the Spurs right wing. He shaped across and then put the brakes on, and he comes back infield to Sissoko. And Sissoko now will sling one towards the far post instead. It's over everybody, including Vinicius, and nodded back to Edouard Mendy, all in bright green, easily done.
Very calm from Reece. The ball was played too much height. He couldn't let that run out of play, actually. In the end, he just shepherds the ball back, or bounces, obviously, it was his chest or his head, back to Mendy.
Kovacic in the middle of the Chelsea half, short to Jorginho. Nice pass and movement by Kovacic. Mount wanted to make a foul of that from Sissoko. Referee right there, Andre Mariner, says no. Has that gone out? No, it hasn't. It stayed in play on the far side. The Tottenham left. Ben Davies infield to Højbjerg. And now Sissoko lays it off to Højbjerg, but Hudson-Odoi getting back, and he and Kovacic between them tidy it up, and it goes all the way back to Mendy once again.
Oh, it's poor. It's poor from Mendy. That's poor. It's poor.
And they've won it high here. Yeah, oh no, he's given it. He's given it.
Do you know what, Mendy? I knew that as soon as that ball cut to Mendy, he didn't have a picture on his head there, Ben. He's got to go long there. That's such a risky pass.
Jorginho.
Into Jorginho. He's got the ball at his feet. The ball's been played back. He's played the ball to Jorginho. I'm not even 100% convinced it's a foul. In all honesty,
Andre Mariner's got sucked into it. Thankfully so.
If you're gonna play out your feet, have a picture in your mind as a goalkeeper. You're a goalkeeper. You need to have a picture. What are you going to do with it when that comes into your feet? Anyway, this has been well worked from Chelsea. It's just the second ball that Chelsea have given away, playing it into that final third, under hit, and Spurs have picked it up.
Strong in the middle there, and he's away from both Kovacic and Mount, and away from Mount again. And Ndombele riding the challenges. In a minute, Andre Marin will have to blow his whistle. He says advantage as Ndombele offloads to Aurier. Now Vinicius, Bergwijn even, comes in field. And then on Dembele, and Dembele again was fouled, and he still manages to keep it working to Davis, and now Son. Spurs are playing higher.
It's better from Spurs.
Well, we don't want that. We want worse from Spurs. Actually, that's not possible. As that'll do. Chelsea free kick on the edge of the box.
Yeah, I think that Jose's got a reaction 4 minutes into the second half, and there's a little bit higher. They're playing a little bit higher up the pitch. There's a little bit more urgency.
Wonderful news for Hudson-Odoi and Werner and Mount.
But the passes that we've looked so far, Ben, 2 of them have been cut out. That's
okay. They won't all be.
No, but just saying that if we are going to get him beyond, those passes have got to be hit just a little bit more, slick passes into those, zip them in, punch them in.
Andreas Christensen in the middle of the Chelsea back three here, on as a first-half sub for the injured Thiago Silva.
Just struggling to build.
I don't mind them coming on though, because in a minute someone will pop a ball into a channel and Mount, Hudson-Odoi, Werner will get going, and Mount tried to there, and the yellow card is going to come out for the foul on him. Andre Mariner gets it out, and it's Alderweireld on the receiving end of it.
It's a lovely little flick into. So the ball's been played up to Callum. That's got a little bit more pace on it, and as he's done that, he's just flicked it around the corner with the outside of his right foot. Mason's on the same wavelength. Toby Alderweireld thinks he's going to get there, he's not. And Mason's just put the ball down the line. He's taken out. The ref has no other choice but to give a yellow card.
Chelsea free kick just inside the Spurs half. Green grass in behind. If they are going to play a higher line, I would be keeping Timo Werner on. That is for sure. And Jorginho should be looking, as he did in that home game against Southampton, for instance, who played a highish line, to play those balls in behind. Werner got 2 goals there. Reece James will collect the bouncing ball, or rather, no, he won't. It was he allowed it to stay in. It's played forward towards Vinicius, and Mendy will have to come out of his area and clear first time right.
Not really happy with what I've seen, Ben, if I'm honest. 6 minutes in, I'm not happy with what I've seen from us. This is a little bit too easy for Spurs right now. You know, they're without being brilliant, they're just controlling the game a little better than we are. We're not stringing our passes together. We're just showing signs, Spurs, that they believe there's something in this game for them. We haven't really seen that thus far.
Felt threatened by them at any point?
In this game or this second half?
Either.
No, but there's only the header, and I'm just acutely aware that this is a game that we now really have to take 3 points from what I've seen.
Kovacic on the far side, very tight. And then Azpilicueta with good communication to Andreas Christensen, telling him he could turn and play it to Mendy. And then Mendy plays it into Jorginho. The pass he tried wrongly a moment ago was the correct one that time. Here's Kovacic again. Chelsea have worked themselves out of a squeeze nicely. I like the way they do that. There's Rudiger on the ball, the leftermost of the 3, therefore the nearest to us. Kovacic comes short to collect from him. Now Mount on the halfway line. Alonso right near Jose Mourinho. Rudiger back to Mendy, all in bright green.
Look at Højbjerg now. Højbjerg's now playing high at the pitch. Now Mason should
play
find
around the press.
You're looking now for Mason, that space.
Mason,
this is much better from Spurs.
And see, they've won it higher. Ben Davies on
again.
Reece James. I don't think that was a foul. Jose Mourinho is going berserk on
right,
the
if Højbjerg is going to do that, right?
Then where's the massive hole?
Højbjerg has been protecting that back 4 all game. He's no longer doing that. He has now decided, probably from Jose, you now go on Jorginho. You squeeze on Jorginho, and he's done that. He's left his post. In doing that, Mason has got acres of space in front of him in that number 10 position. That has got to be, you've got to try and find him.
And that was Ben Davies putting the squeeze on Reece James, 50-50 shot. And now they're definitely pressing. They're putting the press on Tottenham, and now it feels like a game of football. But Chelsea are winning it.
We just look a little bit. I feel like we're just a little bit. We're asking for trouble, Ben. We're asking for trouble here.
Mendy to Rudiger to Alonso. But you know what? If they play around this press, Jason, then happy days. Maybe it'll take them a few minutes to get used to the fact that Spurs aren't dropping off and being pathetic. Here's Kovacic.
That's that number 10 that Callum's just dropped into. See him Dyer there. Dyer didn't know what to do, whether to go in or drop off. And in the end, he kind of done nothing.
Now he's running back. Reece James has it, and Mason Mount, and then Hudson-Odoi, edge of the box. Word for hit. Drills a low shot. It's a good few feet wide of Lloris's right-hand post, the near post as we look at it. But that was it, pulling them around.
Well worked on this left-hand side. I have to say, we look a little unsure because of the press. It's almost, it feels a little bit like, oh, I didn't see this coming. Oh, look, they pressed us. But we managed to work it really well. And in doing so, gets Callum a yard of space out on that right-hand side. He comes inside. I don't know if he's going to do a free kick there. He comes inside.
Just give it everything. Modern football. Ugh. Sorry, it's driving me insane. Yes. There's so many free kicks in this game. Just let it go. It's not a foul.
It's not a foul. It's not a foul.
Son's controlled the ball, overrun it, slipped, and Jorginho's trying to get around him to get to the ball that Sonner's left there for him. It's not a foul. And to be fair, and completely equal about this, they've done it the other way too. Sissoko here in the right-back position, clips an early ball up in Ndombele. It just seems so strange when they've got this in them, and they've obviously got some decent players even without Harry Kane, that they would be so awfully passive in the first half. They're just lucky it wasn't more than 1-0. It's still game on here, folks. Aurier has it in between the two coaches. And you can't help but feel there will be counter-attacking opportunities. The point we're all making pre-match, the pace of Chelsea's front against Tottenham's rearguard was always going to mean a relatively deep line. But if they've got to push up a bit, Jason, surely in the space of the next 40 minutes, there's a couple of balls into the channels, over the top, through the middle, whatever.
Where's Rudiger? Rudiger's just got dragged out of that area. Yes, so Christensen's got to go across, and he does.
And Jorginho fell in. Now,
he doesn't touch him.
Everyone is appealing for something here. Both benches, every set of players. Timo Werner saying, "What have I done?"
He's put his head down.
Alderweireld acting as if he's been kicked in the head when he just headed the ball. Werner pulled it away. Never a foul in a million years again. Oh, referees, will you stop being conned by footballers, and footballers, will you stop doing it?
Well, they're not going to.
No, they're not going to do it.
All the time they get those decisions. He's got himself out of a little bit of trouble there.
Back with Lloris, all in orange, in the rain, away to our left, and the goal that has not been troubled overly. Apart from, well, Hudson-Odoi shot wide, that was about it. Now they go long here into Vinicius, but no, that's well done. Christensen, Jorginho's picked it up. Kovacic surging now, 35 yards out, left of centre, still going, not a challenge. Tries to pop it through to Mount, it's tight. Kovacic belts a shot against Eric Dyer, and Tottenham will try and break out with Aurier in the right-back position here in front of 4 Tottenham substitutes who've stopped, 3 Tottenham substitutes and Christian Pulisic, who've stopped all of them warming up to watch that little bit of action. In the centre circle, it's Azpilicueta here, and now Jorginho.
Great run again from Kova. He really does travel well with the ball, doesn't he? And a Spurs player's gone down injured.
It's very nice of Azpilicueta, who's put the ball out of play as Eric Dyer drops to his haunches.
But it's always easier to do that when you're winning, Ben.
I know. It is.
He's taken the sting out the game a little bit.
Would Mickey Joy kick the ball out?
No.
Would John Terry have kicked the ball out? Let's forget Mickey Joy.
No, but I wonder whether, you know, if we were 1-0 down, that ball would not have gone out of play. I can assure you of that.
Well, I think they're generally too nice. I think this Chelsea side's been a bit too nice for quite a while, actually. But let's see. Now Chelsea will get it back with Mendy here. 40 yards deeper than where they gave the ball away. Anyway, now, Chelsea 57 plays. Jorginho turns into a huge gap of grass. Tottenham got that horribly wrong, and there's Kovacic has given Alonso no chance with that pass.
Yeah, do you know what? The pair of them were going for the same ball. Alonso then realises Kova's going to get there first and just backs off. That's a lovely turn, referee.
Sissoko.
That's a better ball. So Aspie has punched the ball in through the lines into Mace. Brilliant touch from Mace. Brilliant turn. He's got himself in a half turn. He's sucked in the chance from Sissoko, but it's the pace in which the ball was punched in. Much better. Yeah,
the position the receiver takes up, and then the ball coming into him like that. I thought Mount did that against Burnley quite brilliantly, and then kept flipping it out to Callum as the right wing back as he was then. As Jorginho plays the ball to Hudson-Odoi, who's on the right wing but coming backwards towards his own goal here, up that far flank, back to Azpilicueta, across to Christensen. Centre circle here, Chelsea playing from right to left, all in blue and leading by the Jorginho penalty to 0. But the funny thing is, saves in this game, I mean,
neither goalkeepers had a great deal to do.
No, they've had nothing. I mean, nothing that you or I couldn't save. Lloris has watched one loop 20 seconds in, just past the angle of post and bar from Timo Werner. Mendy has caught one on the bounce and watched a header go wide of his... I mean, they've done nothing, the keepers. Kovacic receives the ball from Mendy here, who turns Sissoko well, and suddenly there's a ton of space for Mount. He's running down the middle of the Tottenham half. He's got Hudson-Odoi to his right, he's got Werner to his left, who took it so well with the first touch and had it pinched off his toes by Aurier just when he was about to pull the trigger. There was a great chance for 2-0. Tuchel puts his thumbs up, says, I like that.
Brilliant play. It all starts from Mendy, finding the ball into Jorginho, into Kova, who plays the ball into Mason. Acres and acres of space for him to go into. And in the end, It was Aurier just does enough, otherwise that would have been 2-0. Brilliant play.
Brilliant replay angle there. Timo Werner knows he's got not much time, so he goes for the quick toe poke because he didn't have the time to do the pullback. Just as his foot's coming through, Aurier's nips in ahead of it and toe pokes it itself.
This is interesting
out of play.
Just seeing the way they've left. They did this in the first half. They've left Son up. Of course, they have to get out. But see the two men on the edge of the box, and Ndombele and Steven and Bergwijn. Just watch those two.
Short corner again from Mount to Alonso, and then it cannons off a Spurs player run. It was Alderweireld.
Nice training ground routine again. That we saw it in the
tried
first
that a couple of times, and I wonder they're not going to do it again because Alonso is now going into the box. He's such a good aerial threat. Honestly, I swear to God, he'd be quite a good number 9, Marcus Alonso.
He sometimes is a good number 9.
Yeah, but I saw someone suggesting it the other day on social media that if Abraham and Giroud were out, Chelsea needed a target man. You could honestly, you could do worse. Used to say about Branner. I think Alonso's better. In from Mount the corner, glancing ahead, Azpilicueta, and there's Rudiger turning and hitting it, drilling the shot into Eric Dyer in the 6-yard box. I think that was on target. No, a flag's gone up. Who's offside there, Rudiger?
I don't know.
I think they've given it against Rudiger. Let's just have a look. Rudiger did drift offside. His left foot might be. I mean,
maybe.
It's one that I'm surprised they put a flag up for when you know.
Yeah, well, they've got the free kick now, haven't they? They'd rather that down than. But you're given the benefit of the doubt. Maybe half a yard. That was a brilliant piece of play from Chelsea, starting all the way back Mendy. And I said to you earlier, get a picture in your head of what you're going to do. He wins. He plays that ball out. The movement from cover has been absolutely exquisite. And in the number 10 position, Mason, who's in there again right now, Ben, look where he is. He's got so much space.
And he's got his hands out saying, play it to me. Play it to me on the halfway line. And you could see Alderweireld and Dyer don't want to go out there to him. There's a ball down the left now for Werner to chase. It's going to spin out of play. It's always fading. But just what you're saying there about the picture and Mendy playing it out there, Jason, it's totally different. When Spurs do that squeeze, Jorginho, who's quite often the recipient of that ball, is very happy to have players running, as you would always say, right up his backside. Do you know what I mean? Because he will back himself to take it and turn or pass quickly.
Sometimes
and that can always be the catalyst to...
Yes, sometimes it's on. You've got to recognise. But credit, you know, Mendy there, he had that picture in his mind. He made sure that pass was punched into Jorginho, then placed to cover. And in doing that, the space that Mason's got, he has run into the size of an Olympic swimming pool. Honestly, it was enormous.
Free kick on the far side in the left back spot for Tottenham. Just looking to see
what's happened there.
Nothing going on either bench. Down by that Pulisic warming up, and Gareth Bale with his top knot. And yes, they will eventually take this free kick from over there and presumably go backwards. No, they're not going to go backwards. I thought he was going. Højbjerg was going to for a moment. Ben Davies has banged it down the left channel for Vinicius. We've established that doesn't work, Spurs. Reece James mops up. Vinicius must be thinking, do you know what sort of forward I am?
The little pivots of Jorginho and cover has been brilliant today. Absolutely brilliant. Referee.
Jorginho actually played a slack pass towards Mount. He was taken out by Højbjerg as he played it.
There wasn't enough weight on the pass to Jorginho either. He was waiting for it.
Højbjerg carded for that challenge.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Interestingly, Jason.
He was waiting for it.
Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, it's not. That was not a good challenge. That he's studs on the top of the ankle. Referee's seen it. But the point I was making, the pivot between him and cover, those two in there. I have to say, I never liked the pair in the middle of the park. The way they played with under Frank.
Sarri.
It was slow, laborious. It never seemed to. There's a lovely ball again between the pair. They are running this game.
Jorginho into Alonso. I want to talk about that partnership again in a minute, but for now, Mason Mount trying to poke it through for Werner. The ricochets favour Spurs, and at the edge of their own D, they will probably deal with this mess. Although Sissoko taking a chance, and he's given it to Alonso. Brilliant. Alonso wins the throw.
He's played well, Alonso again.
You sense Pulisic is coming on, by the way, in a minute, folks. We'll see who's for as Werner gets to the box and puts in a really good ball from the byline, across the face of the 6-yard box. Reece James picks it up. Werner's done brilliantly there. There's Alonso with a right-footed volley. Well, anything will do, but it's 17 yards out. This is his fixture after all, but he's put it over. I was just going to say, Jason, that Golo, because the kind of player he is not going to get in ahead of those two for them doing what Tuchel wants his midfield pair to do.
Certain games he might. Man City, for example, there may be a Champions League second leg where you know you're having the ball is not necessarily. There will be moments, tactical moments in the game. Just to say, Callum, I think it's fair to say his influence on this game in the second half has been less. Had a really, really good first half. Really good. Well done, young man.
Well, the only remotely attack-minded player to have started all 3 games under Thomas Tuchel is Callum Hudson-Odoi, and he shakes off the rain as he jogs over to this near side with his bright yellow boots, and Christian Pulisic will replace him. So we've seen lots of different combos as the 2 number 10s. We're talking about this midfield box. We were just talking about the base of that box in Jorginho and Kovacic. I will ask him about this afterwards. I've got lots I want to ask him afterwards, but it's clear to me he sees that as generally the pairing. Another long ball, and of course the second.
And guess what happens? Yeah, Chelsea win it. Now they're looking to squeeze. Christensen needs to be aware. We might have to go a little bit longer on this occasion, and we do. Nothing wrong with that at all. Well done, Mace. Brilliant.
Mount
Mace.
closing down, and the back pass to Lloris. He has
Mace.
to head it, and he's headed out to Mason Mount, who couldn't quite control it over by the byline. Lloris into, oh my goodness, what an absolute mess. It still might be. Werner, right edge of the box, Timo Werner. Taking on Ben Davies, going for the byline, trying to cut it across, and Alderweireld cuts it out before Alonso could get in there for a tap-in.
But it's
Spurs,
just come from Mason.
dicey.
It's come from Mason's press. You know, brilliant pressing from the energy, closing. It was a lost cause. It really was. You know, there's no way Mason should have any effect on that ball. He does. And in doing so, the back pass to Lloris is round his ears. Mason then is sharp. Brilliant turn from Pulisic.
Right of centre, pops it through. Werner pushed wide in the box, gets it out to Reece James. Now Mount inside the box, little clip. Oh, Pulisic was nearly in. And Lloris got there.
What's happened there?
I wonder if, for a second, the reason I paused momentarily, because I thought he might have taken him out. But Chelsea still on the attack. Nah, that's going to drift out for a goal kick.
Wow.
There was a chip in towards Pulisic there, who kind of controlled it on the volley as Lloris came out to him. Just having a look at it again here. The touch has gone backwards off Pulisic's right boot, because Lloris just got a knuckle on it before Pulisic
But this is the pass here. The dire back
This
pass.
is why you close down.
But I mean, Mason's done brilliantly well there. And in the end, I mean, the back pass there. It's when I say it's like a shot. Honestly, it's like he's trying to chip
Lee
the
Dixon and David Seaman there. Yes, for anyone who remembers that. And a full replay shows him watching, rocking back with 2 hands up to his head in a theatrical fashion and saying, "Oh my goodness, what was that?" Kieran Dyer has nearly lobbed Hugo Lloris, which is why he had to control it with his head. Obviously, he's not allowed to touch it with his gloves, or Chelsea would have had a free kick from 6 yards out. Now it's Dyer being pressurised, but he's actually come out from the back well there, Dyer, and he's shaken off Pulisic. Right, double change coming from Tottenham. Lamela and Lucas Moura coming soon as Bergwijn goes down the right-hand side and nearly cuts it back, but Christensen, well positioned, cuts it out. I'd be more worried about Lucas Moura and Eric Lamela. I presume Vinicius and someone will be coming off. Probably Bergwijn, but we shall see. This is Højbjerg in the middle and Sissoko. Thomas Tuchel is still directing traffic down there as the Tottenham subs wait to come on. It's still 1-0. There's about 25 minutes to go. Probably 26, 27 by the time it gets to 94 or thereabouts. Son has dropped deep to try and get on the ball. He's in his own half. Tottenham in their white and navy playing from left to right. Mendy has not made a save worthy of the name in this game.
It's good pressure again. This time it was from Mason again. He puts pressure on the ball. Chelsea got a chance to break through.
Jorginho, Aspilicueta into Jorginho. Kovacic charging through. He's at the D. He goes for goal. And maybe he should have passed. He could have laid it off. To his right was Pulisic, to his left was Werner. He went solo through the middle. He's now down, holding his ankle. Thomas Tuchel sat down, is banging his thighs in frustration. I think if you don't score then, you're saying you've got to pass, aren't you?
You've got to pass it. He's got 2, he's got 1 on his... He's really... The ball out to Pulisic is the one.
1 in 100 for Chelsea, Jason. He's not a goal scorer. And it's a feeble finish, but that's not the point. Anyway, even if he'd had a shot saved, I'd say he should have passed. Lucas Moura on for Tanguy Ndombele and Eric Lamela on for Steven Bergwijn. So they're keeping Vinicius on, Jason. So that's their double change. Good player, Lucas Moura. Slightly surprised he didn't start maybe up there with Son. But
gives him a bit of energy, some legs, some real pace in the side as well.
And Lamela, of course, folks, the one who got the equaliser here in the League Cup game that finished 1-1 in what was a game of 2 halves. This has not been a game of 2 halves. Chelsea is still the better team. Tottenham were bright enough at the beginning of the half, but only for about 10-15 minutes. They're just playing a little higher up the field.
Cover again, Ben. You know, he spins and he knocks that ball out of his feet and chases after it. He really does that exceptionally well. And over just a short, maybe 3 or 4 yards in that midfield area, he really does carry it well. Seems to anticipate where the space is going to be. His body shape will then just drive in towards that area. Really well played.
Højbjerg wins it ahead of Pulisic. Tottenham have it on the halfway line and over on the far side, their left. Here is Lucas Moura into the action on the halfway line, dropping deep to try and get possession. Pulisic
not quite up to speed there, Ben. But you could see that Aspie wanted to play that ball and he held back. And you're looking for Pulisic to get in front of Højbjerg, and he doesn't. And Højbjerg reads it before Pulisic, and just they've got that winning back possession. They've got a hell of a ball out there. He's well done,
Alonso will always win those. He's tall and he jumps brilliantly. It was towards Moore on this near side, right by Mourinho. Lamela, excuse me. I think Lamela is going to play on this right side and more like a number 10. That makes sense. So Lamela, Moura and Son as a 3 with Vinicius as the 1. Here is Lamela cutting in from the right onto his left boot, where we know he likes it. Tries a little scoop pass. Son might get onto the loose one. No, he won't. Reece James with a quick half volley out of the way. Partially cleared up that far side, the Tottenham left wing. 70 on the clock, I look at. The huge screens around us, 1 in each corner. Here comes Spurs with Alderweireld and Sissoko now, and Serge Aurier on this near side, the right wing. Thought about the cross, he cuts inside on Alonso. Hospital ball for the Chelsea steal in and grab through Jorginho and Mount, and now Pulisic away from Højbjerg, who cannot foul him because he's been booked. Now Mount's making the run and Reece James in tons of space, and the pass from Pulisic wasn't good enough. He's saying I was fouled.
He's done so well, and then to give the ball away in the area.
That was the easy part.
It was the easy part. He's got Reece in support as well out wide right if he didn't want to go down through the middle. Really well done though from Pulisic. He's travelled and travelled, and he's got the legs. And you're absolutely right there. Højbjerg cannot touch him because he's been booked, and it'll be a second yellow. Sorry, and you know what two lemons make?
A strawberry,
and that will be a red card, and he'll be off. There's been some, this second half, Ben, there have been moments in this game where we can win, we can get the second goal, probably take it away from them. We haven't taken it, and that's what I'm very much mindful of. The Spurs are still in this game.
Totally, one good corner here and an Alderweireld header or something, and it's 1 each. Rudiger with the challenge down there on Son, and it is a Tottenham corner. They've taken it quickly. Wake up. It's curled in by Lamela. It's nodded out from the edge of the 6-yard box as far as Højbjerg. And Thomas Tuchel down there will be getting a little bit anxious, not because Tottenham are knocking on the door, but because it ain't put to bed yet. There's just a couple of sloppy moments. Son does another one of those. I tell you what, well, he's learnt from the best. You always point out that Harry Kane gets that body in front and draws the foul like no one else. I mean, it's just ridiculous, because in a way there is no foul, essentially, not an intended foul made by the aggressor. N'Golo Kanté getting stripped off. That is interesting.
About certain games. This has turned into one of those games a little bit, hasn't it?
And it comes from Lamela towards the penalty spot, and Chelsea have won it. Kovacic, that was not a place to dribble out, and he's taken a bit of a risk. He's got away with it because he's been fouled, apparently.
Do you know what, Ben? I don't think he wanted that ball anyway.
No, he didn't, but should he not just kick it in that
instance? Yeah, I know whether he got the ball on his spell. It's stitched him up a little bit there, and we're a side that like to play out from the back. There are moments and there are times to do it.
And no one loves doing it more than Kovac. He will do a little swivel and a spin on the edge of his own, even when he's surrounded.
From Pulisic.
I'm surprised he didn't go out wide right to Reece, but...
Sure, they're saying it's a foul. It did look a foul that Ben Davies has...
I could see, I'm lip reading Tuchel on the replay there. He's shouting, Reece, Reece. Right, Kovacic has got up from that foul that won Chelsea the free kick, and with a slight frown on his face, he's walking off, and Conte is on.
This is a decision now that we're saying that we're going to be a little bit more cautious. That's what this tells me. N'Golo is as good as anyone at travelling with the ball as well, Ben. He can get on that ball, he can turn, he can run with it.
His first pass is to Alonso. First time from the left-back spot here. He boots it upfield, and Dyer nods it forward. Christensen gets there ahead of Vinicius. It bounces off Aurier's knee like a drunk Lukaku, and that'll be a foul. It's
still in search of that second goal that will take this game away from Spurs. Rudiger's played it first time. And
he's gone long down the channel for Timo Werner, who's got there. Left edge of the box, he's always looking for it. Werner cuts into the box, goes for the shot, it cannons off Sissoko, it falls for Reece James. Can he pull the trigger? He can. It's a wet left foot shot as Pulisic turns. I think he might have been offside anyway. Yeah. Indeed he was. The flag has now gone up, but Reece. If that left foot was anything like his right, even if it was 50% of his right, that would have been better than that.
I think Timo's off anyway.
Timo might have just been off anyway, but I'm just pleased that they're looking for it, because it's always on.
Yes, you're right, that ball is on.
Not only do you want to obviously have opportunities from those moments, you want to make any opposition believe that that could happen at any point.
And those free kicks away that Son goes down for looking at the free kick. He gets the free kick, and he knows it's coming and moans. He's won it. Get up and get on with it. You're 1-0 down.
Moura surrounded by blue in his own half. Lucas Moura goes back to Eric Dyer. Approaching the final 15. Sissoko sliding challenge. Lamela tracked by Rudiger. There's a lot of 50-50s going on in and around that centre circle, and Chelsea have come out with the ball, and N'Golo Kanté has it. Forward to Timo Werner, nicely done into Mason Mount. Mason Mount with a chance to shoot! That's a brilliant save, low to his left from Lloris. Everything about that was awesome from Chelsea. N'Golo Kanté, Mason Mount, that was fantastic, and it looked every bit like 2-0.
Good save, really good save. He plays a little ball slightly fortuitous into Timo N'Golo, and then Mason gets it. Only one thing on his mind. He drives, gets the yard of space, he gets it on his left foot, drives Eric Dyer into the box. Eric Dyer can't do anything, he's not going to be able to turn. He drills it down to Lloris's left, he gets a big paw on it and manages to push it away. Good chance. He's done as well as he could there, Mace.
Well, he could have stuck it right in the corner, Jason.
Yeah, it's on his right foot. It's on his right foot, you know. But
I'm being flippant.
Yes. It's on his weaker left foot. He's had 1 or 2 half moments in the first half, didn't he?
Yes, he had a left foot shot that really dribbled wide. Vinicius has actually won a ball from Christensen. Tottenham have it on the left. Son cutting in. The game ain't done yet, folks. 14 to play. Chance to cross from the left side, and N'Golo Kanté is there to cut it out. Reece James gives it to Azpilicueta because he didn't fancy clearing it, but he's cleared it straight to Højbjerg.
What a strange pass that was.
And then another odd back pass, and Eric Dyer's been... he's put it out of play. It's a Chelsea throw on the far side.
Well, we're now starting to enter that zone where it's do or die for Spurs. You know, they're coming up now with 77 minutes we're in.
They're still in it.
They're still in it, and there's still a couple of decisions that Jose can make. There's still 1 or 2 substitutions he can make.
Well, the TV cameras keep picking up Bale warming up as if they're almost taunting him, going, you need a goal and you're not going to use him. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't, because that's the way it's been this term. Now,
what's happened
whistle's
there?
gone here.
Is there a foul? Has there been a foul?
No, the assistant on this near side is flagging, and Andre Marin is just coming to talk to both Lamela and Rudiger. What a surprise that Lamela's involved in something. He really is, and we're just saying, yep, he did a little bit of a niggly, cowardly studs down on the back of Rudiger's boot that took his boot off, and Rudiger kind of had a swinging leg at him in retribution. It shouldn't be a card for anyone except possibly Lamela, but he's a nasty piece of work.
Rudiger's taken that free kick and he's looked to try and get him beyond. We don't have to force that. We can take our time, and that's the Spurs are looking for that the silver bullet of a pass, if you like.
You're right. It's almost like, I'll catch you out. Well, Bale's just going through a few more sprints. It's back with Dyer outside his own D. Tottenham in their white and navy, playing from left to right. Honestly, Mendy's not made a save. Alderweireld almost charged down by Werner. Lucas Moura has it here. He gets the better of Jorginho on the halfway line. Now Sissoko. I tell you, if Tottenham get a point out of this, it will feel like a defeat, won't it, Jason?
It will feel like a defeat, Ben, and right now they're still in it. That's the most remarkable thing about this game.
Chelsea are yet to concede under Thomas Tuchel. Remember that, folks. Clean sheet Wolves, clean sheet Burnley, and 5/6 of one here, but it ain't done yet. Son to Lamela, 35 yards out, just right of centre. Don't let him on his left foot. They did. He curls it, and Mendy's made a save now. He's pushed it wide to the right. It may well have just been going wide anyway. He's pushed it out. Reece James has finished it off. Tottenham throw on the left wing. Mendy has this covered.
Yes, he does, but Lamela on his left foot there, Ben, he has got a really good
there
left
by
foot.
N'Golo.
Yes, he did, and he bent it and he used that, it was on target. It's a good save, you expect it to save it. It's a good save, it's on target.
Yeah, if he lets that in, we would be screaming blue murder, in fairness. I mean, he was at full stretch, but anyway. Left-footed cross coming in towards Lamela. Alonso won it in the air. Thomas Tuchel will be as anxious as we are, I'm sure, now. Aurier on this right side. They're not exactly banging on the door, but, you know, they only need a goal, and then it's a point,
They just feel like they're getting a bit closer, Ben, you know? Feel like
yep.
Just feel as though, well done, Mason Mount, brilliant again. He doesn't give up anything. He closes down. His work rate, his energy, it's infectious. You know, he sets that off brilliant. And Timo's nearly got close there.
There you go, he caught it off him. Endemic in Chelsea. As Sissoko down the right puts in a low ball. Azpilicueta on the penalty spot.
That's a really good clearance, that, Ben, on his weaker left foot.
They're
not easy.
On the bounce as well.
They're not easy. It's on the half volley running back towards your own goal. I tell you, they can sometimes end up bending. That's a really good, solid sidestep of a clearance that's gone out for a throw-in on the opposite side of this pitch.
He could have missed it. He could have sliced it back to Son, who was coming in. Now, Lamela has got in behind Alonso way too easily. And thankfully he couldn't get the cross in, and Alonso will get the chance to hook it clear now, and he's a lucky boy because that was a bit sloppy, that from Marcos Alonso. Just a little lapse.
Timo.
Now Werner couldn't keep it. He's gone down right by Jose Mourinho, tells him to get up, and Aurier, that's a dreadful cross. That's easily caught by Mendy.
Timo's got to hold that ball, Ben. Timo's got to hold that ball. I'm sorry, that ball has come into him. Mason's done brilliant again. He stuck it between his legs. They're looking at something here.
No, they're just looking at the little neat footwork from Lamela before he made a complete mess of the cross. But he's actually looked a little bit dangerous. Excuse me, Lucas Moura has robbed it, and then N'Golo's robbed it back, and Andre Mariner says that's a foul. In the middle of the Chelsea half, Tottenham have a free kick.
Yeah, he gets caught in two minds there, N'Golo. Didn't really... He's got his back to play as well, doesn't know what's behind him. Credit to Lucas Moura, who's picked his pocket, and it is a foul. It's a good, you know what, it's a good foul to give away because they had men in advanced areas there.
Yeah, it's only good as long as it's cleared. 81 coming up.
When did they equalise in the League Cup then? It was around about 82, wasn't it?
Is it as late as that, Lamela? Son clips it towards Dyer and Aurier, and it's a header out by Jorginho, and then Timo Werner just volleys it clear. That will do. That is absolutely fine. All the way into the Tottenham half, Sissoko picks it up. Now get up the field a bit. Is that? I don't know, Vinicius is there with Son right next to him. I was looking to see if they've left the defender up. Marcos Alonso rides a challenge and comes infield. Nicely done. Mason Mount now inside left channel, 40 yards from the Tottenham goal down there to our left. He gives it to Werner on this near side, the left wing. He'll do well to get through this crowd. He's taken Alvaro and put in not a bad cross. Ben Davies has chested it down. I thought for a minute it might go out for a corner. Reece James putting the pressure on means that Ben Davies has cleared it to Azpilicueta. The rebuild starts for Chelsea with Christensen and Jorginho. And now Rudiger, give it back to Aspi. Yes, he does. Well done. He saw the pass.
Well
we
played,
could see
Chelsea.
From up here. Very
really well
played.
done. Really composed, professional, keeping possession.
Onside Werner. Reece James in from the right. The ball now to Mason Mount in that right channel. Back to Aspi. Out to Reece James again on the far side, and back to Azpilicueta. That's 82 played into Pulisic and Mount, and Pulisic again. This is really nice. And is that a foul, Andre Mariner? It is.
Soft again.
I mean, he's given
honestly, that's
softies today.
That's a both sides. Free kick there. He's knocked the ball a little bit too far at his feet. My word, referee. Good grief. I'll take it. That's not
Højbjerg has laid his little finger on the stomach of Christian Pulisic, and that's for free kick.
Exactly what's happened.
Yeah.
Chance though for Chelsea. It's a free kick. That's what would you say there, Ben? 10 yards.
Well, it's
outside the box at 9 yards.
But therefore, because of the extra angle, so 10.
Yeah,
it's about a 30-yarder basically.
It's not a strike.
You know, it's Frank Lampard against Wembley in the 5-1,
where
Bale scored the one, incidentally, if you remember.
There's Chelsea players up that far post. Azpilicueta, Rudiger, Alonso, Christensen. Where is Christensen? Why can't I say Christensen?
Because he's last man back.
Okay,
right, Mason Mount's going to take it. He's going to clip it in towards Rudiger, who didn't quite get it. Højbjerg did. And N'Golo Conte plays it out to this near side. Alonso on this left wing for Chelsea. Takes on and beats Vinicius. Can he get across it? Instead, it's a clever short ball to Werner. Can he get across it? And well, there's no point, because there's only Pulisic in the box and 5 white shirts. I don't know if that's sensible or unambitious. Reece James wide right now. Into Mason Mount. They've worked it well here. Mount to Pulisic, edge of the box. And it loops up in the air, and Lloris will catch and will bowl it out quickly to Lamela on this near side. And here comes N'Golo to the rescue.
N'Golo's been booked, so he can't really go charging in there, and leaves it to Alonso. There's a bit of space on that left-hand side for Spurs, but Alonso, sorry, Lamela decides to go back inexplicably, Ben. You've seen that there. They even need a goal. He'd gone back to Dyer. Dyer goes back to Lloris. Lloris then passed the player long ball, and they've gone back again. Why has Lamela not done that? I mean, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just finding that
Eric Dyer's never hit a forward pass in his life, but here he is now. Well,
but look what this has done. We're now higher up the pitch. Spurs are now struggling to get out.
Ben Davies has had to go long, and Andreas should deal with that with a diving header from the middle of his own half, all the way back to Edouard Mendy.
He's in the middle of his own half, isn't it? That is a back header in the middle of his own half.
I mean, that's some diving header. He's thrown everything at it.
If he gets it wrong, Ben.
Yeah, it's about a 30-yard diving header from about knee height all the way to Mendy. Yeah, I mean, you go to that much effort, well, just control it and pass it, Andreas. But anyway, he's doing that now, controlling it and passing it to Pulisic. Højbjerg comes and wins it from him now. And a little bit of fight ball in the middle there. Pulisic gets something on
Alonso's
Lucas
left
Moura.
his post.
Alonso has left his post, and this is Aurier in that post. And now Lucas Moura, right of centre, just outside the box. Tons of blue shirts back. Nowhere for Lucas Moura to go, apart from a cross to Højbjerg, who may be able to cross from that left. No, he goes short into Lamela. That's where all the traffic is. Back out again to Ben Davies. Well, Tottenham are so unambitious. Do you think they know they're behind? Maybe they think it's 0-0. Lucas Moura goes for a 25-yarder. It's miles off target.
Yeah, he's not got up to speed in this game, Pulisic. He's given the ball away 2 or 3 times and invited trouble. He's hasn't quite read the script here. Spurs are going to, in the last, you would have thought, 5 or 6 minutes of this game, looking to Chelsea have. Chelsea got a goal kick. Mendy's now instructed, and rightly so, because Spurs are setting traps. You're looking for Rudiger, Christensen and Aspie all to go up. Wait to the bend. Look at this. They've now waited until we go up. That's something that's been a bugbear of mine all season.
Him taking it when they were still on the job by the D.
Finally, we now get there. And any second ball, we've now condensed the pitch. The pitch is smaller. Well done, Timo. That's better.
And it works. Alonso on this near side, right by Thomas Tuchel. That'll be a foot in from Aurier. That'll be a Chelsea throw. Tottenham
work the line.
Well, he was gonna. He was just about. Oh no, he has worked the line, but he's worked the line backwards to Rudiger. Now back to Mendy. Draw Tottenham up, I suppose. Mendy clips it out. Reece James isn't going to keep that in, is he? No, he's not. Mendy, that is not a good clearance or pass. And that was needless. That came from a throw in here, which should have gone that way. Oh, when I say that way, folks, I'm pointing to my left, the way Chelsea was supposed to be attacking. Lamela. This is Aurier, right corner of the box, near side as we look. Awkward. Son could pull it back here. N'Golo Kante's gone with him. Aurier with a chance to cross. Timo Werner keeps him honest. Sissoko. None of them seem to want to cross. Well, Aurier's going to now, and there's plenty in the middle. Aurier's ball in, free header. Far post, nodded low and wide. There was the chance for young Vinicius, who's been waiting for that all night long, and it comes with 87 played. That could have been 1-1.
Come from Mendy's ball, come from this throw-in. We've asked for that. Inviting trouble. It's a brilliant ball in. It's a really, really brilliant ball in. He leaps. He should hit the target, Ben.
He had Lucas Moura
should score.
him.
He should score. Mendy's rooted to the floor.
Lucas Moura even better position behind him. That ought really to be 1-1.
We asked for that. We've got to make sure now we play in their half. Mendy's kick again. It's not a very good kick at all.
Lucas Moura's headed it forward to Vinicius, who's played it into Son. No. Oh, he's given it. Foul against Azpilicueta.
Sorry, what's going on with Mendy's kicking? What was that? It's almost like a floaty ball. He's chipped it into that area. Put pace on it, put height on it, put distance on it.
Right, this is 26, 27 yards out. It is only just right of centre. Right foot or left foot could hit it. Probably wishes he had Bale on now. Azpilicueta judged to have fouled Son. I'm sure he could have really got out the way. Son anyway, it's big of it. I actually think it was a little closer to goal than that, so I'll take this for the fact they seem to have placed it about a yard further away than the foul happened. I was just looking at the stripes. Now, Lamela left or Dyer right. If it's going to be a shot, percentage-wise, one hopes they do have a shot, because normally these are about 1 in 50, aren't they? Let's have a look. There's a three-man Chelsea wall in the D of James, Pulisic and Werner.
Follow this up.
Yes, look out for the scraps. Dyer takes a few steps back. I think it's going to be him. Lamella's moved away. It's going to be Eric Dyer, and it's wide.
Yeah, it's not a great strike at all, bending wide.
Mendy would have had it anyway.
Yeah, he would have done, wasn't it? No pace, there wasn't the tall gut in the corner at all. Just look at that, Ben, how we've really asked for trouble. You know, we've now got another goal kick. Mendy, put your foot through this, get it into their half. Lucas Moura won that header.
Agreed, on the halfway line. Mendy away there to our right, 89 played, stoppage time coming soon. Mendy has a floaty side against Sissoko, wins it this time, then Højbjerg, and Reece James is in thankfully for the challenge. Timo Werner on the chase, keeping Alderweireld from doing something he'd have preferred to do. Dyer wins a header. There's Sissoko. It's all happening this in the Tottenham half, though, in their right back position. Sissoko has to go all the way back. He's waited that well, actually, to be fair to Lloris. That was about the only way out of that. We're 10 seconds away from finding out how much stoppage time as Sissoko clips one up towards Son, who flicks the header towards Vinicius. There's Andreas Christensen to boot it back into Tottenham territory. N'Golo's onside here. Timo Werner was the one coming back from an offside position, and now Werner's in the box with a chance to shoot. Oh, it's a good hit, and he's walloped it straight at Eric Dyer. How much did the board just hold up there, Jason? Oh, here we go. Long ball forward. 3. Wow, you don't get that very often. We'll take it. Here's Ben Davies coming forward for Tottenham. Lucas Moura now, and it might drop for Lamela. It won't. Alonso's there to boot it clear. That's a good hit, that, from Werner. 20 seconds played to stoppage time. 3 minutes we're into. Chelsea about to overtake Tottenham by 3 points, having trailed them by goal difference, and indeed overtake Everton and go 6th, closing in on Liverpool. Who'd have thought it? It's unbelievable, the Premier League picture, it really is. Thomas Tuchel has had that going for him as well in his tiny amount of time in charge. Everyone else dropping millions of points. Here's Sissoko, and now Aurier and Lamela inside right channel. Repel, clipped ball in, it's awkward. Andreas Christensen got a head on it. Reece James bravely comes out and wins it ahead of Højbjerg. We've had one of the added 3 minutes, and Reece James should clear up that right touchline. He does. Nicely done. Mason Mount draws the challenge, which brings a Chelsea throw on that far side. Everyone breathe for a moment.
Oh, Ben,
nearly there, Jay. Nearly there.
I'm having kittens here, mate. Honestly, it's with this game now. I cannot believe that we've got to this stage of the game, and I'm feeling like this. But we've been excellent, Ben. This is a really, really brilliant 3-point. If we can just get past the next 2 minutes plus, whatever the referee decides to add on top of that. Work the line, go down the line, don't go back.
We're going to have to call him Thomas Tuchel nil at this rate. He's got
Timo
3
Werner.
clean sheets in waiting. Tottenham have got it on the halfway line. We've got about just over 1 added minute to go. Centre circle, here's Sissoko. And now Lamela in front of Mourinho on this near side, the Tottenham right wing. He cuts infield, but you're wasting your own time with passes backwards like that. That's fine by us. There's Lamela again. It's going to have to be more expansive. Now he does go for Dyer, far side. Well, they're just hitting crossfield balls. Alonso with a big header out towards the halfway line. Alderweireld heads it back into the middle of the Chelsea half. Jorginho's header. Werner can't hang on to it. Aurier through to Son. Lamela. It's not a bad ball through the middle to Højbjerg. Here's Son. He turns. Lucas Moura. Son has blazed it over, and that'll surely be that. Mind you, 18 yards out, that's a decent chance for a player of his quality.
It was,
put it
Ben,
well over the bar.
It was a chance. It was. They played that little ball in around the edge of that box there. Højbjerg plays the ball into Son. He plays it back to Lucas, who gets the ball that ricocheted off Marcus Alonso. It comes back, edge of the box, drills it, goes over the top of the bar.
It's a terrible
my reckoning,
shot.
Ben, by my reckoning, the ref, once this has been kicked, the referee will blow.
That's their second best chance of this game after the Vinicius header. Job done, folks. 3 minutes played. Mendy's going to clear. And Tuchel's telling him to get it long and get on with it. All eyes on you, Andre Mariner. Well done, Alonso, to win the header that plants it into Tottenham territory. Lloris plays it out to Ben Davies. A look at the watch from Andre Mariner again. Ben Davies is going to lump it up towards the Chelsea box, and there goes the whistle. Thomas Tuchel pumps his fists. 3 played, 7 points out of 9. Not a goal conceded. This was twitchy by the end. It was really good in the first half. It was scarier in the second, but there's no doubting that Chelsea are the better side over 90 minutes.
Absolutely, Ben. Wow, it was nervier than it should have been. Brilliant performance in that first half. Slightly different in the second. Spurs were shocking. Let's first half they were dreadful, but it's all about us. Couldn't care less about